So this is the final one, and the one that we've been waiting for all weekend, the final race for the ROTAX Senior Max. 22 laps. I can see some nerves coming from our top drivers as I saw them on the grid earlier on. So this is how your grid looks like. Prasetyo Harja on pole, alongside him Lewis Gilbert. In row 2, we have the impressive Mark Kimber and Yuka Po. Row 3, you have Lucas Schreiger and Ryo Sakai. Followed by Kenta Kumaga in 7, Sena Shirotori alongside him, Hayato Ida in 9, alongside him Arman Hamilton, and then in row 6, you will have Saoto Arao and Austin Gill.
Next up, we have Quinton Liu, Yoshito Sasaki, Fuji Kishi, Futaka Jima, Akash Nandi, and Yuto Nakai. Shukaneko, Sotaro Ichimiya, Kimi-chan, Chanok Nan, Jun Ki-sao, Aryaman Banzal will be the 19 to 24, Akshat Mizra, Chao Zihan, Hendra Diputra, Shuma Yamaoka, Kenshin Asami, and Zhao Yun Xing. Last up, we have Benson Zhao, Kaoru Yoshida, Sirikong Siri, and Ricky Donison, rounding up the 34-card grid.
So this will be the slightly unpredictable one. With such a long race, anything and everything can happen here at Sepang. So ladies and gentlemen, keep your eyes on the drivers as they come towards the start straight.
The lights are out. We are getting ready to race. Prasetyo leads the entire grid on to the start-finish line. It's lights out, and away we go. Clean start from the rest. Oh, what a back start. All of them into turn 1, and Prasetyo comes out still ahead. Mark Kimber into P2, and Lewis into P3 behind him as well. Yukapo actually into P3, and Mark Kimber is P2. Lewis Gilbert drops 1 position into P4.
Yep, so Prasetyo set out to do exactly what he needed to do. That is get a hit start here for a 22 laps final race for the ROTAX Senior Max. Following closely behind him is Mark Kimber. Both of them went head-to-head once yesterday during the Heat 2.
And in between, we have Ryo Sakai splitting the 2 Craft Motorsport carts. Lucas Schlegel behind Ryo Sakai. Ryo Sakai making up 1 position in this starting lap alone. This is 34 carts around this 1.2 kilometer circuit.
So full speed ahead here as they complete the opening lap. Our leader, Prasetyo Harja, followed by Mark Kimber, Yuka Po hanging in there with them. Luca moves up to 4th. I think we have Ryo Sakai up to 5th as well. So Lewis Gilbert falling slightly behind, but lots of racing left here. Let's see who are the movers and shakers here.
And it's still Prasetyo Harja at the front, being chased down by RMC Grand Finals champion Mark Kimber, and also Hong Kong champion Yuka Po as well. Prasetyo Harja gonna have a fantastic time at the front, gonna have a great race there. But behind them, Lucas Schlegel, Ryo Sakai, and also Lewis Gilbert is back up there. Gilbert has overtaken Luca for 5th position.
So far, very clean racing in the front here from our Senior Max. Mark just staying patient. You know this is a very long race. Let's try to stay close to Prasetyo. Prasetyo will see how he manages the pace. Hopefully he doesn't fall off in the front. It is very, very hot here in Sepang. Cut number 3, 2, 1.
That's Kenshin Asami. Kenshin Asami out of the race.
Looks like probably a technical issue or mistake there, because looks like he's alone. And back to the front.
Prasetyo once again still leading. Mark Kimber reducing the gap down to 0.4 of a lap now. Yuka Po behind 1.5. Ryo Sakai just 0.3 behind you.
So only 3 seconds separating our top 7. It's still a close race here in the front. Further down, I think you have Hayato Ida, Saoto Arao, Hayato Ida, Quinton Liu, Kenta Kumagai, all very close in the battle for P9.
That's right here, but at the front, it is now splitting into packs of 2 and then 3 following, and then a whole bunch from Lewis Gilbert onwards, Lucas Schlegel, Shira Shiratori, Senna Shiratori, Arman Hamilton, Sota Arao, and Hayato Ida.
Yep, here we're looking at Yuka Po with Ryo Sakai and Lewis Gilbert behind him.
And the front, once again, Mark Kimber has successfully reduced Prasetyo's lead by ever so slightly, but the fastest man on track right now belongs to Arman Hamilton in P8.
So a lot of things happening on track now with a very large grid that we have here for the Senior Max. No changes in the front. Our Indonesian driver is still ahead of the rest of the group. Mark Kimber just pacing himself there.
Chipping away at the lead, chipping away every single lap. But Prasetyo has managed to open up the gap ever so slightly. Fastest man on track still Arman Hamilton. Arman Hamilton is still the fastest man on track as Lewis Gilbert overtakes Ryo Sakai for P4.
So our top 5 right there, less than 2.5 seconds apart. We're also looking at Luca, who's sitting in 6th, holding off Senna Shiratori in 7th. So a lot of, as you can see on track, as they bunch up together, it is still close racing here from our top 10.
That's right. Entire grid 1 to 20 is separated by no more than 8 seconds there as they come across the line. Once again, Prasetyo has managed to pull out a little bit more of a lead compared to Mark Kimber. And this time around,
here we go. We see Prasetyo here. Let's see where is Mark Kimber. Right behind him. So
right
long
behind.
race to go. The longest race of the weekend. The final race of the weekend. The Senior Max, we've seen them on track so many times this weekend. They've been keeping busy. But this is the one that will count.
This is the one. This is the final. If you win any race, you want it to be this one. But just look at that. Prasetyo Hardia at the front, consistent, performing to the maximum best that he can. 0.5 behind Yukapo, Lewis Gilbert, Ryo Sakai, Lucas Schlegel, Arman Hamilton, Senna Shiratori.
So Prasetyo, he's been in this position before this weekend. Mark, he has been studying Prasetyo in the pre-final as well. Just shadowing him through. How will they fare here? Will it come down to the 2 top drivers of the weekend here for the Senior Max? Yukapo now 1.9 seconds behind our top 2. Does he have anything left in him to try to close the gap? Lewis Gilbert is still there. We're still going to talk about him in 4th. Ryo Sakai in 5th. Luca still in 6th.
14 more laps to go. The battle for 3rd position is now on between Yukapo, Lewis Gilbert, and Ryo Sakai. All of them split by 1 second on track. You're looking at the leading car of you on the screens right now. Those of you who are joining us on live stream, welcome to ROTAX Max Challenge Asia Festival. This is the final race, Senior Max Finals. You're there for the best seats in town. And this is Yukapo at the front of a 3, 4, 5 car battle for 3rd position.
Yeah, so we can see the train of drivers behind Yukapo just growing ever so slowly.
There's a move there. There's Arman Hamilton on Lucas Schlegel.
So this is the battle for the final podium position. Will Yukapo manage to hold off the rest of the pack who's hunting him down? We're still with our race leader, Prasetyo Hardia, started from pole position. So far, clear and easy race for the Indonesian driver, just keeping up, managing his pace. Clear track ahead, no trouble so far coming from our man in P2, Mark Kimber.
Yeah, that's right. As you can see there, Armand Hamilton has made up one position, and his next target, Ryo Sakai. Armand Hamilton was the fastest man on track just now earlier in the race. He's still one of the fastest in the middle pack.
Coming down, we're not even halfway through the final of the ROTAX Senior Max. But Prasetyo Harja doing very solid job keeping his position in P1 at the moment. We're still waiting to see who can get closer to our front man here. Yukapo, I think he's more busy keeping up with the drivers behind him, trying to hold them off. Especially Lewis Gilbert, which we know started on the front row, now in P4.
I feel that's Armand Hamilton on Ryo Sakai. We're looking at the middle pack right now. This is the middle pack battle. And now we're looking back at the front again. Prasetyo Harja at the front with the leader, 0.6 seconds this lap around.
So we can officially announce that we are halfway through the final race of the ROTAX Senior Max. More action to come here. Prasetyo Harja, we've mentioned him over and over again because he's still our race leader on to lap number 12. Mark Kimber still sitting there in second. Yuka Po in third. Lewis Gilbert fourth. Ryo Sakai fifth. Armand Hamilton up to sixth. Luca in seventh. Seina Shiratori in 8th, Sauta Ara in 9th, and Hayato Ida in 10th. So those are your top 10, but we still have I think more than 30 drivers out there on track here at Sepang. Drivers so far doing everything they can to keep up, manage the pace, manage the tires. It is, I think the temperature, safely say, is a lot hotter than how it was during yesterday's heat. So let's see how they fare with 9 laps to go here.
And it's Armand Hamilton attacking 301 Ryo Sakai into the turn 1. Prasetyo Harja still trying to open the gap up to Mark Kimber. They have been really dicing and slicing it away. Some corners Prasetyo will be ahead, some corners Mark will be ahead.
So far, no movers or shakers in the top 4.
This is lap 13 done with 9 more to go. Senior Max Finals.
Just following Prasetyo as he comes around to complete lap 14 of 22. So the gap slowly opening up there between Prasetyo and Mark Kimber, now up to 0.761. So it's exhaustion creeping into some of our Senior Max drivers as we come down to the wire in the final race of the weekend here at the ROTAX Max Challenge Asia Festival.
And at the front, Prasetyo Harja still opening up the gap ever so slightly with every passing lap to Mark Kimber.
But Mark has to be careful because Yukapo is not too far behind, only 1.3 seconds, and he has Lewis Gilbert with him. I think Ryo Sakai has dropped further down, 5.2 seconds from a race leader. I'm not sure what happened to Armand Hamilton, because looking at our timesheet, he has dropped way back down to P15.
15, yep.
So it looks like we missed out on what happened there, maybe a collision, a little contact between himself but he's dropped all the way down to 15. So Ryo Sakai back into the top 5.
So there you go, Prasetyo Hardia, your leader, followed by Mark Kimber, Yukapo, the final traditional podium positions. Lewis Gilbert and Ryo Sakai complete the five-man podium.
So the gap between our top 2 continues to grow, now to almost a second. Will Yukapo have a final glimpse of hope here to try to take P2 from Mark Kimber?
But as of now, Prasetyo Hardia just slowly building the gap to Mark Kimber with every single passing lap. A 10th here, a 100th there is how Prasetyo Hardia is managing to stay in front of Mark Kimber for 16 laps now, and there's only 5 more to go.
Here we go. Will we have a final twist in the story here for the ROTAX Senior Max? It's been a long 3 days here at the ROTAX Max Challenge Asia Festival, coming to you live here from Sepang International Kart Circuit in Malaysia. We've had more than 160 entries joining us, all our top drivers, international drivers, all coming together here for one fantastic weekend of racing. Yukapo we see here still in 3rd. We're counting down to the final 4 laps of racing here at Sepang. Prasetyo Hardia now in a comfortable lead, more than a second ahead of Mark Kimber. Yukapo still there in 3rd, Lewis Gilbert in 4th, Ryo Sakai in 5th. So Prasetyo Hardia, he set himself on a mission here. That is to take the victory for the Senior Max. He was the fastest driver in qualifying. So he already won he already had recognition not last weekend, yesterday for our pole position trophy. So will he pick up one more here with 3 laps to go?
Yeah, so fastest lap as well. The record for Prasetyo Hardia. He's not just the leading man and pole position, but he's also the fastest kart on track. Lap 19 with 3 more to go. This is Prasetyo Hardia. He's been a man on a mission, like what Ling has said, but his mission has been clean and clinical, and he has applied his skill consistently. Prasetyo Hardia Pras at the front of the grid. He is your leader, and it's 19 laps. 3 more to go.
Yep, so his presence here in the Senior Max is fully felt by the rest of the grid here. Prasetyo Hardia, untouchable in the last 19 laps. Mark Kimber, he has done everything he can. He's been pushing, trying to stay close. Unfortunately, the gap just continues to grow. He's unable to keep up or go quicker than Prasetyo. Yukapo as well. We saw him last weekend with a very strong performance. However, it's a different ball game here this weekend at the Asia Festival, with some of the top names from around the world joining us here on the grid.
So 34 cars, 34 buzzing hornets past the line. Let's just give you the breakdown before we end our race. 2 more laps to go. Prasetyo Hardia, P1, followed by Mark Kimber, Yukapo, P3, Lewis Gilbert, 4th, Lukas Schlegel, Ryo Sakai has lost 1 position the last lap around, Sena Shirotori, Quinton Liu in 8th, Futa Kojima, Shu Kaneko, Kenta Kumagai, Hayato Ida, Austin Gale, Arman Hamilton dropped to 14, Chanok Nan, Yuto Nakai, Sota Arao, Akash Nandi, Ade Putrahendra, Shuma Yamaoka, Junki Zhao, Yoshito Sasaki, Sotaro Ichimiya, Fuji Kishi, Aksad Mishra, Kimi Chan, Kaoru Yoshida, Chao Zihan, Aryaman Van Zhao, Benson Zhao, Siri Kong Siri, and Zhao Yunqing.
Here we go. We are gonna follow your race leader, the one and only Prasetyo Harja from Indonesia, as he goes around the track for the final time here at Sepang.
There's no answers. No one can give any answers to this champion, your senior max winner, Prasetyo Harja. And for our top 5, Prasetyo Harja, Mark Kimber, Yuka Po, Lewis Gilbert, and Luca Schlegel.
So that is it from us here on track at Sepang International Kart Circuit. The final checker flag of the weekend has been shown here at the ROTAX Max Challenge Asia Festival 2024. And the final checker flag goes to Prasetyo Harja.
So Prasetyo takes the win for Senior Max. This concludes all track activities for this day. Join us shortly as we have our podium ceremony positions for all classes: Minimax, Micromax, Junimax, Cinemax, Cinemax Masters, and DD2 Max Masters as well. Until then, congratulations once again to Prasetyo Harja.
So this is your provisional results for the ROTAX Senior Max. Prasetyo Harja crosses in P1, followed by Mark Kimber, Yuka Po, Luis Gilbert, Lucas Schlegel, Ryo Sakai, Quinton Liu, Fuda Kojima, Shu Kaneko, and Kenta Kumagai in the top 10.
Next up from 11, we have Hayato Ida, Austin Gale, Arman Hamilton, Chanok Nan, Yuto Nakai, Suta Arao, and Akash Nandi, Hendra Adiputra, Jun Kizao, and Shuma Yamaoka.
Next, in 21st, you have Yoshido Sasaki, Sotaro Ichimiya, Fuji Kishi, Aksha Mishra, Kimi Chan, Kaoru Yoshida, Zhou Zihan, Aryaman Bansal, Benson Zhao, and Siri Kong Siri.
And finally, Zhao Yunqing, Sena Shiratori, Kenshin Asami, and Ricky Donaldson. Some of the races out there, 34 carts join Senior Max Finals, and this is your provisional results.